Hi guys, I'm going to show you how to request a check for visa filing fees in AggieBuy. First thing you want to do is go to sso.timus.edu and then log in and then click on AggieBuy. And your screen probably won't look like this when you log in, but it doesn't matter. You can get to the screen we need to get to the same way, either way. You're going to put your mouse over this little building that looks like the Parthenon, and then click on AP Dashboard. And then in this supplier name blank, you're going to put in Department of Homeland Security. And you want to be careful about choosing your vendor. If you type in just Homeland Security, there's another vendor that will come up and it's the wrong one. So make sure you choose one that actually says Department of Homeland Security, and then when these two addresses come up, you want to click the second one and then click Create. After you've clicked Create, your screen should look something like this. If it looks like this, that means that you just need to click this View Detailed Manual Entry link, and that'll get you to the right view. So in the invoice name field, you want to delete what's in there, and you want to put in the vendor name dash the description. So in this case, that's Department of Homeland Security. And then what we're getting is a Visa premium processing fee for Sharon and Chu-Yu-Yi. And then AggieBuy requires an invoice number, but there's not really one for Visa filing fees, so you just want to copy this invoice number that AggieBuy has assigned it up here and paste it down here. And the invoice date will default to today's date, which is fine. And then you want to scroll down here to this special payment method and click Select from All Values and choose Pickup Check. And then here in your remit to address, you want to make sure that this is the address, the one that's at Lower Weldon Street in St. Albans, Vermont. And then the non-PO goods received date defaults to today's date again, which is fine. And then you can make today's date the invoice received date as well. In the internal notes, you need to put a note about who you want FMO to notify when the check is ready. I always try to put 2 people on there so that if one of them is out, there'll still be somebody notified that the check is ready. Okay, and then this is important, click Save before you do anything else. If you do not click Save, it will erase everything you've just done, which I have learned the hard way many times. You want to scroll down and click Add Non-PO Item, and you're going to put Visa filing fee or Visa fraud detection and prevention fee, or whichever fee it is that you're paying. You're going to put the name of that fee here. And there's no catalog number, but you have to put something there, so just put a dash. And then quantity is 1, and then the price estimate is the amount of whichever check you need. And if you need more than one check, you'll have to do one invoice per check. So you'll have to go through this whole process for each one. That way they'll cut a separate check for each one. So then you can click Save and Close. And then you'll click up here on Review. And then you want to come down to the Internal Attachments section and click Add Attachment. And you need to attach the offer letter for the person that we're paying for the Visa fees for. And then if you have any other attachments that you want to add, you can do that. Like, for example, I have an email from the department asking me to pay for the fees and letting me know where they need to be paid from, so I'll add that as well so that it's just on the record. And then you want to scroll down to the codes section, and that's where you're going to put in the information about the account that you're using. And you just click edit here. And then you can fill in your account information. You may already have a default department code or account code set up, but you can change them if you need to. In this case, they want the payment to be split between two accounts, so I'm going to click add split here. And that gives me a second line. And then if I go back to the email, here are the two accounts that she wants me to use. So I'll add those in. And instead of splitting by percent of price, I'm going to split by amount of price. And she wants $900 on and then the remainder on 241104. So I'll just hit recalculate and save. And then it just makes me feel better to scroll down to the bottom and make sure that the total at the bottom looks right, all the line items look right. And then I just scroll back up to the top and click complete. And that's all you have to do. When you see this buyer invoice submission, that means that it's been submitted and it's coming to the business office to be approved. And you should receive a phone call from FMO in a day or two letting you know that the check is ready to be picked up. And when that happens, you'll just go to the FMO office, which is on the 3rd floor of the GSC on Agronomy Road, and they're right behind the elevators. So you'll go to the front desk and let them know that you're there to pick up a check for the Department of Homeland Security, and you'll need to show a photo ID in order to pick up the check. If you have any questions, just give us a call in the business office. Thanks.